What's going on, everybody? So today I decided to try a bunch of emulated games on the ROG Ally X, and I've got to say that this system just continues to impress me. And of course, emulated games play a lot better on the ROG Ally X than they did on the original because of the extra added RAM and the 2280 SSD inside. Now, I originally replaced the 1TB SSD for a 4TB, like a lot of people are doing out there, and that is a very expensive process because that SSD is about $300. But luckily, this wasn't my ROG Ally X, so I'm not broke. But in terms of what you can put in this incredibly fast SSD, well, a lot of people are going to put emulated titles and of course their favorite titles and of course their favorite games in the internal 4TB SSD if they've upgraded. And I've got to say that emulation on the ROG Ally X is a lot better than the original, mainly because of the speed in which you can switch between games, and just emulating PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 games have never felt better. And that's including handhelds like the Steam Deck and all of those other ones that I forgot about. After the Asus ROG Ally X released, I planned on doing a ton of videos, especially on emulation. But as far as I've been testing, so far, the ROG Ally X is the best handheld that I've used for emulation, mainly because of the CPU, but not only that, its 80 watt-hour battery is insane for emulation. It seems to last upwards of 10 to 12 hours every time I play. It seems like this battery lasts forever, and that's exactly what I wanted with a modern AAA handheld, such as the ROG Ally X. But not only that, with these classic games like Super Mario, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the most important feature of the ROG Ally is the D-pad, and I think this D-pad is a 10 out of 10 for me. It feels perfect. It's like it was made for me. And I think it is the best D-pad with any handheld currently. And of course it is. I mean, this thing cost $800, so it better have the best battery and the best D-pad. But most importantly, all of the added memory, which is the 24 gigabytes of RAM, definitely helps all the processes when it comes to emulating any kind of title you want. And I think that the eGPU and the memory are crucial when it comes to emulating games. Now, all is not perfect because you still need to deal with Windows, right? But you have Emudeck for that. Now, of course, Emudeck is not perfect. Even on something like a Steam Deck, Emudeck has given me a lot of trouble. There have been update issues where a lot of my titles got corrupted or automatically deleted when I tried to update Emudeck. But in terms of how well the ROG Ally X performs with emulated titles, I think that it is 100% a 10 out of 10. If you are going to get the ROG Ally X to emulate every single title you've ever known, well then, the 2280 4TB SSD upgrade would give you exactly what you want. A lot of people wanted this kind of upgrade for a very long time with the other handhelds like Steam Deck, but because the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally original use a 2230, they don't exactly make the SSDs that big, but they do with the original 2280s. So that makes the ROG Ally X just perfect for emulating titles and worry-free when it comes to emulating and storing your favorite games on the go. And so far, every game I've tested has worked perfectly fine, as expected, because emulated games don't really need a lot of power, and the ROG Ally X is kind of overkill. But when you're looking at games like God of War for the PlayStation 3, or Ninja Gaiden 2 for the Xbox 360, you want something that could perform its best with the most battery possible. And I think the ROG Ally X hits all of those marks and checks off all those boxes. This handheld is like your crush after college. It not only has everything that you want, but it has stability and, well, experience. It's technically the ROG Ally 2 if you think about it, but it's more like the ROG Ally Pro, and with that, you'll get everything you want. I think the only thing people were asking for with the ROG Ally X and emulation was a better battery, because there are some games like PlayStation 3 games and Xbox 360 games that don't last as long as they would want the games to last with the original ROG Ally's battery, because it only came with a 40 watt-hour battery. But with the X, you have an 80 watt-hour, which is double the amount of battery. And yes, it is as powerful as it sounds. This battery lasts so long when it comes to emulation. And naturally, There are settings that you have to tweak in order to make it last a bit longer, like enabling power saver with Windows 11, probably setting your brightness to 50%, and turning off CPU boost will help a lot. Tweaking all of those settings will give you an extra 2 hours of battery life while playing anything. And with playing emulated titles, it'll probably give you an extra 3. But yes, the ROG Ally X is a monster, and I love it. Would I give up my original ROG Ally for it? Hell no. I have a power bank, I'm fine. And I kind of like the D-pad on the original ROG Ally. I feel like the D-pad that comes with the ROG Ally original is just made for every type of classic, while the ROG Ally X is specified and specially made for fighting games, which I highly appreciate. But I'm definitely not complaining about the additives to the ROG Ally X. I appreciate every single feature that Asus added to it, and there is just so many. When you're playing an emulated title, you can't even hear the fan. Regardless of the ROG Ally X being in silent or turbo, while playing any type of title, you won't hear the fan at all. And that's another feature that Asus added to it that I'm just 100% impressed by. But yes, the ROG Ally X is just like the original in terms of emulation and even better. I would say that it has a 10 to 20% increase in performance with emulated titles. And of course, the battery is 100% better. But yeah, what do you guys think about emulation on the ROG Ally X? And what games have you tried? I think this handheld is very special. I can't wait until they lower the price to about $650, just like the original ROG Ally. And then Asus could lower the price of the original ROG Ally to maybe $500, so it can actually compete with other consoles and handhelds like the Nintendo Switch. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Later.